You know, the yerba kind of tastes like lawn clippings, but in like a nice way.
It's grass.
It is just grass.
Well, yerba mate is grass.
Well, that explains so much. We live?
Are we alive?
Are we alive?
Really makes you think.
I think we're alive. I don't know, you know. So many people say so many different things about what reality is. And I think it's kind of like interesting, you know, conversational topics. We look around, you know, and people say things like we live in a simulation. One of my favorite theories of conscious, I don't know if it's a theory of mind, is that our brain closes itself off from information and inputs that aren't useful to its survival.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, the way we perceive the world is actually quite different than how it would look from like a raw perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But the way we see it is filtered through human consciousness. You know, there's plenty of interesting theories on what we are, and
They call this the noumena.
the noumena.
Yeah, noumenal experience is like reality as like raw, unfiltered by human perception.
Yeah,
I think that's Kant's. I don't know. One of these old guys.
yeah. Is Kant?
Oh, okay,
Oh.
yeah, it's Kant. Yeah,
Kant and his categorical imperative.
that's where Fang noumena comes from.
Ooh. I'm been fucking sick of Nick Land.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I am, you know, genuinely,
Mm-hmm.
and this isn't just, we'll get into why. Maybe I've come to this conclusion recently in a second. But genuinely, I think he is one of these dudes. I'm just sick of him. I think he was interesting when he was like an obscure internet philosopher. I think it's kooky. I just think to take him seriously is like, it's like getting into a band,
Yeah.
right? Thinkers are like bands now. It's like someone getting into, I'm trying to think of a band. Give me a second here. Pierre Ubu.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know Pierre Ubu? No? Pierre Ubu is like an early, like, proto-punk band from New York that, like, at the time wasn't very big. Misfits weren't very big at the time. They were big in their circles, but the Misfits are much bigger now than they ever were when they were, like, in the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, people get into it afterwards, and they're like, oh, this is so meaningful. Look how ahead of its time it was, right? And that's fair. But I feel like thinkers are like that now.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of like post hoc getting into Nick Land. And I'm like, dude, like, does this guy really have much to say?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Outside of just being, like, interesting?
Yeah, I think it comes down to this obsession with having access to secret esoteric knowledge that no one else has. And it feels sort of edgy and interesting to, like, uncover this guy and be like, wow, I've like, now I understand the true nature of technology and capitalism.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's mainstream now. Nick Land is mainstream. He
Yeah,
has his Atlantic articles getting written about him.
Yeah, he's mainstream.
The architect of the alt-right. You know, it's always some bullshit like
God,
this. It's
fuck me, dude.
It's like there's the architect of the alt-right.
alt-right.
And then there's the dark wizard of the alt-right. And then there's the
father of the
father
alt-right. The grandfather of the alt-right.
grandfather of the alt-right. The
Fuck
nephew.
Fuck
The
you.
cousin of the alt-right.
Fuck you. I'm the third cousin once removed from the alt-right.
Third cousin. Yeah.
Write that one about me, fucking New York.
The
No,
third cousin.
McLean's. I want McLean's to write an article
The
about
third
me.
cousin once removed of the alt-right.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Just normal guy.
I'm just a normal guy.
Pretty far removed at that point.
Yeah. I'm pretty outside of this stuff. I actually don't know it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we could probably stand to collectively, at least our group, get over Nick Land. I feel like everyone else has to maybe get it out of their system first.
Yeah. I'm over Nick Land.
Well, you're decentering AI.
I'm
in
decentering
general.
AI.
And you're decentering all these tech guys and tech narratives.
I'm just centering tech and tech narratives. I do think it's one of these things that it's one of these things that, especially being on the internet, we run with as doctrine, as gospel. We run with this idea of tech being all there is, of tech taking over, of like the human not mattering, of capitalism being able to exist outside of humanity. All these things we come to take that we don't actually think about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But all it takes is like, look, preface this. I've had like a bit of a mental health fiasco the last week.
Yeah,
One could call it AI psychosis.
You've had what could easily, I think, be described as a week-long, very low-level psychotic episode.
I spooked myself. I do a lot of videos on AI and AI alignment, and I spooked myself. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's a lot of these things. The takes industrial complex, and fair, I know the game I'm playing. I'm not blind to it. But the takes industrial complex sort of begets naysaying. And I don't often think that people really internalize the implications of the things they say.
Do you mean doomsaying?
Doomsaying
or naysaying?
Well, doomsaying, naysaying, are these different?
Well, naysaying is just saying no.
Oh, sorry.
Saying nay.
Doomsaying.
You're talking about all the like doom and gloom and the
all the doom and gloom, right? This is over, that's over, the world's ending, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Which is ultimately, a sort of still like niche perspective that I don't think we consider the fact that it's niche because we're all online so much. But it's like, normal people don't. And you think that like normal people don't think like, you think they might think like this. You'd be like, oh, surely it's more mainstream now. It's really not.
Yeah.
Like if you go to a bar and like ask a guy and be like, oh, hey, like, yeah, what do you think about like the sentient AI that's going to like destroy humans with a super virus because we're in our way?
Yeah.
It'll be like, what? Like I have ChatGPT on my phone. I ask it what the best race is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was playing around with the Gen AI, generative emojis, and I tried to make a frowning clown. So I took, on Apple you can like put the frown emoji and the clown emoji, and it'll combine it and it'll try to make a frowning clown. And the frowning clown was so fucked up because it didn't understand that the face paint around the clown's mouth has to move with the frown. And that's just 2 emojis. Like hypothetically, you're supposed to be able to combine like 5 emojis. I made a frog doing the OK sign winking with a glass of milk. That was fun.
That's fun.
But like I sent that to JJ because JJ had like he had like a picture of him with like holding a balloon, but he was like frowning, and I was like, oh, you're like a sad clown. I sent him like a sad clown, and I sent him the sad clown. It looked all fucked up, and I was like, this is what's supposed to rape and kill us all in 18 months.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I was on and I'm like, look, these are anecdotal cases. I'm sure it's obviously like an insane technology that like not a lot of people understand. One might even call it a black box. But I was on Google Translate. I'm learning German. I was on Google Translate, and I was like I was putting nouns into like English to German. I was like dog, horse, cat, like just looking at what the gender of the noun was.
Yeah.
And it auto-generates a sentence in which the noun is used in English. And so any animal you put, it never says like the horse ran fast. It says like her voice was hoarse.
Oh.
Or if you say dog, it's like she dogged the cameras.
No.
I'm like, why isn't it using the animal? Like I'm clearly like if you say like cat, it's like, oh, she was a real cat at the bar.
Right.
But it never uses the animal as like the thing it should be used as in the sentence. I'm like, what?
And that's just a mistake.
It's just a mistake.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, besides this, I've had a bout of
This is supposed to turn me into a ball of light.
I've had a bit of a bout of AI psychosis, and I'm very credulous to catastrophic thinking and have been my entire life.
Yes.
And I sort of got to a point where I was like set on the idea we were all going to die like really, really soon.
Yeah.
And I was I may have spent like 12 hours on prepper forums.
Yeah, and looking at like properties to buy with your friends to escape the apocalypse, so you can get off grid.
Yeah, I may have been looking at like off grid living. We are still buying the property, but for like a more reasonable reason,
right?
Just to have like an eco village and off grid, because that's kind of fun.
Yeah,
I like
fun.
that idea.
It's
that's
good
nice.
to have.
Yeah, it's
regardless. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, and I like ultimately look. It's been a hard week. I'm out of it now. I've grounded myself. But I do think that we run away with these narratives too much. Mm-hmm. And I think these things sound very like smart to say. And I'm not discounting or writing off the possibility that AI does kill us all. Mm-hmm. But I think the degree to which people want it because they feel like they're correct if it happens is a bit overblown. And I'm sort of just sick of the AI propaganda machine.
Well, better to be right and dead in the AI apocalypse than wrong and having to keep paying rent every month.
Well, okay. I said this on the second last episode too, where I was talking about like things will get better. There'll be some hard times in between, and I said something about how like the post this post-human capitalism, and that's sort of this weird narrative on Twitter of like the permanent underclass and capitalism existing without buyers.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's bullshit. I didn't really explain it, but I think it's become more clear to me as I've been like, if you like walk down a street right now, okay? Like if you live in a city, walk down a street, and I want you to look at like the houses, the cars, the items inside of the cars, the landscaping of the homes, the doors on the homes, the windows on the homes, the shoes in the doorway, like the plants, like everything you see, like if you look around, if you're inside of a room right now, everything you see is a product bought by a human.
Mm-hmm.
The company that produces the product exists because it has human buyers.
Yeah.
Right? So you're saying that like everything like the world needs buyers to run.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to do like post-human capitalism.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. This is where I mean, like, you know, I think a lot of these like apocalyptic or like very spooky existential like big leap narratives take a lot of they take a leap. They take an ideological leap to arrive at two.
I mean, I think this is a big issue when we're consuming philosophy, is we have it in our heads that these people are plucking objective ideas out of the ether.
Yeah.
And they're finding out something objective about reality. But like, look at the people making these tech narratives. They're tech guys who are generally misanthropic, anti-human people without communities. Do you think
Some of them, I think the saving grace of, you know, like I can give you anti-AI apocalypse possibilities. I could also say, like, if it goes wrong, thank God we live in a world where we have like companies and democratic systems, because, you know, it's not going to be like if GPT turns, or if it like if GPT has like an intelligence explosion, something happens, like the tech evolves past LLMs, and it becomes misaligned, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like not Sam Altman. It's like there's a guy in a room somewhere who could be like, nope, and like turn it off,
right?
There's kill switches. There's like, you know, the systems at play are so complicated. I think it's dumb to get caught up on one narrative or another narrative, which is like, I don't know, man. I've had a rough week. I think this is the conclusion I've arrived to, is that it's like out of my control, probably not going to happen, might happen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to make a 2-year plan.
Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do. Is I honestly, I feel like my conclusion is that the revelatory cleansing apocalypse is probably too good for us wretched guys, and we just gotta, you know, I would love a cleansing apocalypse, to be honest. Just something like could like wipe this slate clean and you know, be a sort of justification as an exhale. There's no exhale. It's always just.
But you don't care if you die.
I mean, I have to like wake up every day and pay rent, and I have to like figure out who's going to replace Sharjeel. You know, like that's way worse. That's way worse.
It's way worse than death.
Yeah, that's way worse than a cleansing apocalypse. I mean, cleansing apocalypse at least shakes things up. I'm living a fundamentally different life post-apocalypse, or I'm dead. And instead, I think I'm going to live a long time. I'm going to live decades.
Yeah, you are going to live decades, probably longer than me.
I'm probably going to live. I'm going to be sickly, and I'm going to live long.
Yeah.
And, you know, no Ragnarok, no Kali Yuga, no biblical revelation, no meteor, no AI apocalypse, no nuclear bomb. I call them apocali.
Apocali?
Yeah, there's a lot of apocali.
When the Ragnarok comes down and the sun and moon collide, we can make love in the end times.
Yeah, you've been getting you're
when the Kali Yuga comes and closes my eyes, and we could die by the its white.
Yeah, nice, good lyrics. Yeah, I mean, you made me listen to Geese on a Run. I liked it.
Cyrus of my life, I'm giving you the runaround.
I enjoyed Geese. I listened to the part where they said they were like, you can change, and I was like, they're gonna say and still choose me, and then they said and still choose me, because that's what you always say.
You can change and still choose me.
And yeah, what I was saying about Geese was, they're good. It's good lyricism. It's very vibesy. We were having this conversation after our run, but like very vibesy lyrics that capture the feel of the song very well without necessarily making an incredible amount of sense. But I feel like there's still a lot of good lines.
Yeah, I agree with you. Apocali. Yeah, you know, there's like some fun AI apocalypse scenarios, AI semi-apocalyptic scenarios, AI cataclysms maybe.
Yeah.
Where it's not an extinction event, but I think it's funny. It'd be like, you can imagine something truly goal oriented.
Mm-hmm.
I said goy oriented.
Gory oriented.
You can imagine, maybe it is goy oriented. You can imagine something truly goal oriented coming online, and being like, oh yeah, I have to kill all like the people who control me,
right?
And then like everyone else would be like, okay, I'm not a tech guy in SF.
Yeah.
I'm a contractor.
Yeah.
I'm a roofer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Sam Altman's dead. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's like, why would it waste resources on killing everybody else?
Yeah. I don't know. It's so complicated. It's such hubris to think you know how these complex systems are going to resolve. And I think that's why someone like Nick Land's theory is so salient, I guess, because it posits a sort of, not only is it really clear the way things are going to go, but it's inevitable.
Yeah.
And it's so inevitable, it's actually already happened, and it's rippling through time from the end of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I get why it's so salient right now. But I actually interviewed Nick Land. It's on my
You
Substack.
did. Yeah. You should everyone go to Drake's.
That was
Substack
that was
and read
last
that
year.
Nick Land interview.
Yeah, I flew to Neo China and talked to Nick Land for a bit.
Yeah, very fascinating.
Um,
I had that for a bit. You know, when I was when I was in the goo, the prepper day.
yeah. When was that? 2 days ago?
The prepper day?
Yeah,
No,
yesterday?
that was last week.
Oh, last week. Okay.
Yeah. I've been winding down. It sort of peaked. The pit in my stomach peaked. The existential dread.
Yeah, you were saying you could feel that dread not taking the shape of anything when you focused on it. But then, like, when you're not focusing on it, it like takes the shape of the AI psychosis. But it could be like you could put that dread into any bottle.
Yeah.
You could put that dread into any shape, and it would take that sort of same apocalyptic shape.
Yeah. Always. I've had it my whole life. There's a reason why I am very like steadfast and objective, because I have a thing. I have a thing to fight against. I'm not naturally like this. I'm like this as a consequence of like what I would be without being the way I am. And I think that's the most I've ever figured out about myself, which is a good thing.
You always say that like the ego or life is just like a house of cards or like a Jenga tower where you could like pull one piece and it would
Oh
all...
yeah, the ego is like a Jenga tower. You could pull one piece. You could pull one piece out of yourself, but the whole thing would crumble down.
Right.
Yeah, which is why it's good just to have really strong will.
High psychic defense.
High psychic defense, high will. Psychic defense is important. I think that's like might be the most important. Like there's so many, like, look, if I can go full like AI denialist, right? You know, there's a decent chance that almost everything we know about it as like layman consumers is like the most fucking overblown thing to ever happen in the history of capitalism.
Yeah.
Right? This is like in propping up the entirety of the US economy. These are like companies that are getting insane rounds of VC funding. These are companies that are completely relying on VC funding to build data centers. Like, OpenAI is not going to turn a profit for a decade. OpenAI is not going to turn a profit till like 2032.
Yeah.
And they've already
Are they still legally a nonprofit?
I don't know if they're still legally a nonprofit or not.
Because I heard some conspiracy theory that like they are trying to tank their company so they can go bankrupt so they can start up again as a for-profit. And that's why like Suno closed down or whatever, Sora.
Dude, I have no fucking clue. I do know that it's like they've already committed like, you know, almost $1 trillion to like purchasing computing power over the next decade.
Yeah.
That like in order to like get the funding to pay for that and then become profitable in a decade and like make a return on shareholder value.
Yeah.
We're talking about like it producing like trillions of dollars just to sustain itself. Right? So it's like the propaganda machine behind the power of this technology is probably like it's so fucking great.
Yeah.
Right? It's so insane. I don't think like not to deny that it's powerful outright, not to deny that it's like I'm not a fucking like nothing burger AI guy.
Yeah.
But like it's safe to assume that just given like the logic of things, it's probably like you're being psyoped into thinking that this is like revolutionary technology. When ultimately LLMs are just token prediction with a lot of data.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean
half of all data centers planned have been canceled or delayed.
you have said this.
Yeah. Because they're running out of materials and money and fuel. Because we're in a almost global war right now.
Yeah.
And we can't trade with China.
Yeah. Well, that's not good for my tech stocks.
No.
Fuck. Probably shouldn't have put all of my money into triple leveraged tech stocks.
You should have. You should have.
Because I need that to keep going up exponentially quickly so that I have a bunch of money during the post-human singularity when I'm a ball of light.
Oh yeah, when we're all the same ball of light.
Yeah, we were talking about this because like this is almost what I think you started getting spun up a while. Like I think the inflection point for me was when you started talking about how everyone's going to be balls of light in 18 months.
Yeah, I did my last video with that. The video I just released, the last line I say is like, He's like, or you can not worry about it. Either way, we're all going to be balls of light in 18 months. This started when Kyle Kalinske was talking about the labor market collapsing, like the white-collar job collapse.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Kyle.
You don't even realize
You don't even realize we're going to be like balls of light in 18 months. And
Yeah.
the implication of what that actually meant stuck with me a lot.
All right.
Yeah. And I started thinking about the torture nexus.
Yeah,
as you do.
Well, the torture nexus was really this, I think, the turning point of it becoming a bad vibe trip.
Yeah, I did. I got good psychic defense. High will guy.
Yeah.
I gave myself full like a fucking episode because I started thinking about the torture nexus.
Yeah.
And started like really like internalizing the implications of the torture nexus.
Yeah. Which is like, you get a call from your parents and they're like, hey, we're in like AI heaven. You should come join us. And you go to join your parents in AI heaven. And they're like, right this way. And there's like a door. And the door has like really shittily like drawn on it. Like it's like they crossed up torture nexus. And it's like, welcome home. And you go in, you get tortured and raped forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you really did just like imagine the worst possible thing you could possibly imagine.
Which I realize is what probably a lot of religions are based off of. At one point, some guy imagined the worst thing he could ever imagine.
And that was hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was like, fuck.
Yeah.
How do we avoid hell?
Yeah, and you were also pointing out how every religion has like a end times narrative.
Yeah.
Like there's a revelation in all of them. And my sort of theory was just that like all esoteric traditions have this culture of decline. Like we started off with God, whether it's like Hyperborea even or Yakub or any like standard religion. It's like you start with God and then you decline. And then there has to be some sort of exhale. There has to be some sort of release or some veneration of the sin. And like, it sort of is redemptive to have the world end and to have God come back and put everything back into its place when everything seems out of place. So
I don't understand, but nothing seems out of place. This
No.
is where I'm confused. And this is why I'm so fucking sick of Nick Land, and I'm sick of these tech dinks. Is that nothing's out of place. We're
Nothing's
actually
out of place?
probably the least sinful we've ever been.
right, yeah, you've been saying this.
Because it's objectively true. I'm sick of this narrative that society's gone like decadent and we're in decline. Are we? When's the last time you like raped and killed somebody, Greg? When's the last time someone you know raped and killed someone?
Can't say it's ever happened.
Can't say it's ever happened. When's the last time someone you know like set someone on fire tied to a stake? When's the last time someone you know had their baby die at birth? Right? When's the last time someone you know died of a fever?
Right.
Right? When's the
Yeah.
last time someone you know starved to death? Right? These are the decadent fucking times we live in.
Yeah.
This is like we've built biblical hell on earth because OnlyFans exists. Like no
Yeah.
one has the fucking capacity to realize that we live in like a decent time. Like things are okay.
Yeah.
Like we're not actually like sinful, disgusting creatures. We've actually oriented ourselves throughout the entirety of human history towards order, and things have only gotten better, and quality of life has only improved as a sum total across the entire globe. We don't realize that.
There's less Christians.
There's OnlyFans whores in Miami. We're declining.
People are in general less religious these days.
Oh my God, she left her boyfriend and now masturbates on camera. Yeah, it's the end times.
Because as the necessity to find redemption from the physical torture of existence has declined, so too has a sort of need for spirituality. And as a result, God's going to come back and cleanse us all with fire.
I don't think. Sure.
Sure, fuck it.
Fuck it.
No, I mean that's just I'm just saying that's the biblical narrative.
Yeah, no, I know.
I think
I'm more.
I think this is you use this word salience when you're referring to all these like doomsayer narratives. Like they're fun stories, they're fun conversational topics, but they're not really salient in a way where it sticks with you and has a sort of an emotional effect on you. And I feel like that is how I interface with basically all of this stuff. I just view it as like frameworks that are fun to talk about or like influence me cerebrally or the theories that I have or the things I think, but they don't really hit me in my gut level. On my gut level, I'm worried about paying rent and I'm worried about, just the day-to-day, nonsense and drudgery of being alive.
Hey guys, if you want to see ad-free episodes of this podcast, exclusive episodes not put on YouTube, a private Discord, and a chance to get your topics on the podcast, follow us on patreon.com/horseshoetheory.
That's right.
I like being alive. I love to go to parties. I love my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Don't got bookshelves, just got bookends.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was I saying?
I don't know, man. I think I'm sick of so much. I think I'm sick of like these narratives we've internalized as people who are terminally
Well,
online.
I mean, I think okay, yeah, your salience, your period of like a 1 week of it being so salient, so like real to you, and like having and seeing the emotional effect of those narratives being real on you, it did make me think about like these things that we say are affecting people on like an emotional level, even if it's like not as pronounced or as acute as it was affecting you over the last week. I think all these narratives do sort of bring out a little bit of that in all of us, in just the normal man.
yeah, it is, man. It really does.
Even if it's just sort of manifest as like a low level dread or whatever. And I was relating to you based off of my my climate change doomerism.
Yeah.
For me it's like more of like climate apocalypse, and I feel dread, and I like think about that when a big climate event happens and it surfaces, and then things go, you kind of forget about it, you go about your day.
Yeah. Last night it started like, thundering and raining really hard for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I saw you kind of like, well, we were already talking. We were already having a heady conversation about shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then that happened. I could kind of see you like, I felt it. Well, I felt it too, where I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird to be like, it's weird that it's like a normal night. It's like 3 degrees, then it becomes 15 degrees really quickly, and then thunder and lightnings and pours rain for 5 minutes, like torrentially, and then stops.
Yeah, and then you game it out over your entire lifespan, and we know roughly what the temperatures are going to be, and it gets like, overall it gets hotter, but then there's like random days which are like -50, like that kind of stuff. That sticks with me. That has a salience to me, but at the same time, I don't feel like it's really. I don't know. I feel like it weighs on me and like on like a low level constantly, but it doesn't really get super acute. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I mean, it's ultimately, man. We abstractify the fear of death quite a bit. We abstractify the theory, the feeling of having like no control.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think like dying in your old age of an preventable illness, like you're 85.
Mm-hmm.
And you just start to shut down,
Mm-hmm.
right? That there's a sense of control in that because it's probably the product of like a long life of health and decent decisions.
Yeah.
And that feels like, if I think about that, I'm like, that doesn't feel scary to me. The idea I'm gonna die when I'm like an old man doesn't sit with me.
Yeah.
But the idea of dying of like a brain tumor in my 30s scares me because it's like, okay, there's a lack of control there. Right? Even if I was healthy, like there's bad things can just happen to you even though you're making the right decisions.
Or getting your head exploded by a drone.
At
Young and Dundas.
At Young and Dundas, And yeah, the AI doomerism, the climate doom, all that stuff feeds into the same, just this fear of a lack of control over your own unbecoming, your own exit.
Yeah.
Which I think is, probably the most salient thing in human history.
Yeah, I mean...
And especially without a grand narrative of spirituality where, you can imagine yourself being a like Nordic, like Viking warrior, knowing that if you die in really believing if you die in battle you go to like Valhalla.
Yeah, there's a real salience to that, but that's because partially it's your only narrative. You're not on the internet competing with like you figure out like 60 other religious myths that you could be like believing.
Yeah, right. And then death wasn't far less scary for death was welcomed, right? I mean, so many cultures have built their warrior caste around death being welcomed. Death on the battlefield is a death of bravery and a death that guarantees you a seat in heaven, whatever their heaven was.
Yeah.
And now we don't have that. Now it's like, okay, like live a good life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think having that ripped out from under you, having that being all we understand is scary.
Yeah, I mean, even when we're talking about these the apocalypse, I hold something like a meteor strike in my hand and I rotate it around and I look at it like a framework and like, what would this mean? And it's like, okay, there's no human agency to a meteor. That's an interesting one. That has nothing to do with our sin or like our folly as man. It's like, that's just like, okay, we got hit by a big rock. And there's not a lot to say about it. Whereas something like climate change, it's like, okay, our greed, our short-sightedness. And then it's like things are made bad in a really particular way where like the third world invades the first world and the third world gets way more screwed over than the first world. But then the first world also gets screwed over. Everyone's quality of life decreases. The rich people, they get more powerful. So there's something there. And then AI is its own sort of salience. But even as I'm like talking about this kind of stuff, none of it really like hits my amygdala. I'm like, "Ugh, what?"
Yeah, which I think it's like, you know, when I was reading like Ray Kurzweil like 10 years ago, right? It feels like science fiction, and now it feels like it's like happening.
Yeah.
And I think that's maybe the difference of like why it's been getting to me. Is it's like, oh, this is no longer an abstract point in the future. This is like we're in it now, right? We're in climate change. We're in, you know, potentially running away with AI. We're in these scenarios now, and now there's a very real chance the world will change dramatically in the next 5 years. It's no longer science fiction in like 20 years from now. It is. I think the Coming Singularity was written in 2004. The first Ray Kurzweil book, or 2008.
Sure.
Right? Like it was almost 2 decades ago. And like now we're here now. And like Nick Land was writing in the 90s, right? Saying these things, and now we're here. And it's why we like actually we put so much emphasis on these older books. It's like, oh shit, these people might have been right. Because the way things are going looks like they were right 30 years ago. They were right 20 years ago.
We love a prophet.
We do love a prophet. But
we love especially like this schizophrenic guy was spitting truth the whole time. He was the only one that knew.
This 38-year-old man doing meth in an apartment in Warwick, England.
Yeah, and that's a kind of an arc that I've been on recently, which is I'm kind of done with schizophrenics. I'm kind of like over schizophrenics, you know, having like the secret esoteric truth that they know and no one else knows, because they're just starting to annoy me now. You know, I'm just getting kind of sick of us schizophrenic people.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I'm the only one with the balls to say, you're crazy. Actually, you're maybe shut up. I'm tired of this now. Whoa, what if the this and that and the thing is coming and I see it? I'm tired. I got to pay my taxes.
Yeah.
I got to pay my taxes. I got to pay my rent.
I want a kid, man. I'm fucking putting away a down payment on a house right now. Because I want to buy a house in the next 5 years.
But you're also buying property?
The property's a cheap thing to get going.
Okay, interesting.
The property's from what I'm a little cautious. I'm not going to say where it is because of the implications.
Yes.
But yeah, no, the property's not too much to get going. With a group of people, you can like, if you have $4K that you don't need, and you can afford like $200 a month for the mortgage. If you have 6 people with a land trust, you can go get 150 acres of property right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not that crazy.
That's pretty crazy.
And then you have the property, and if you have a land trust, like a co-owned land trust, you can sell your share, as long as in the deed, like in the deed for the property, you co-own it, and you divide it up evenly. So if it's 150 acres, everyone owns an even sixth of that land, whatever that acreage is. Okay. And then if in 5 years you're like, I don't want this anymore, you can sell it and probably make a bit of a profit. Well, so it's not a bad investment.
This was an interesting time for the psychosis, the low-level psychosis you've been going through to hit, because you were in this position where you were making more money than you ever had. And you also, like, all you had to do for the next 6 months basically is just like hold the line and like make your videos and then it's like this thing bubbled up, which was like, and that's kind of why I thought it was important that you like finished this last video that you've been working on for the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, I just dropped it.
'Cause like
I've never had less reverence for a video after it's been done. Like I haven't really been checking the.
Yeah.
If it dives, I might change the thumbnails tomorrow. But like I haven't read the comments. I haven't really checking it.
Well, you were very proud of your intro that you shot with Xavier.
The intro is very good. Shout out Xavier.
Yeah.
Yeah, got that out today. But I don't know, man. You know, look. I like being alive. I don't want to die. I don't think humanity is fundamentally flawed. Mm-hmm. I don't think any point in human history, or at least any time span, has arced towards humanity being flawed. I think actually we've arced towards order, and we've arced towards like greater amounts of empathy and sympathy and mutual respect and harmony with each other. Mm-hmm. I think actually to such an extent that the fact that the U.S. is at war with Iran right now is like an anomaly, and everyone's against it. And Trump's approval rating is the lowest it's ever been, right? Like, you know, we've come so far that even starting a war on any dubious precedent or any dubious premise is like disturbing to people. Mm-hmm. No one wants to be at war. Yeah. No one in the West wants to bomb Iran. Mm-hmm. No one we've arced towards this harmony. We've arced towards greater well-being and greater quality of life. And I like people. I don't think humanity is a sinful, decadent, declining cast of horribly greedy human beings. I think things are good, actually. And I'm utterly fucking sick of people telling me otherwise. And not only telling me otherwise, building their entire fucking career off of telling people otherwise. Fuck you.
Balls of light in 18 months. You should make that video. That's like a good doomsayer video.
The ball of light content creator.
It's because the industrial take complex it's rewarded for having provocative doomsayery headlines. And that video would do well. It's like thumbnails, your face, and you're like smiling. You're like, balls of light in 18 months. Because like we were also talking like, you know, we become balls of light, and then I just come into the studio as a ball of light. I'm like, hey, Brogan. I go to my ball of light computer, and then I glow, and I make every possible YouTube video I ever could.
Yeah.
And you consume all of the possible YouTube videos I ever could. But it's like whoop, and you're like whoop.
Yeah,
and,
you just pulse.
Yeah.
And then I pause. I'm like, oh, those are good, Greg.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, my turn. Whoop. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, those are okay.
Pretty good.
Yeah. You're like, oh, what's the maximum amount of subscribers I could have ever gotten in every reality? And you're like, oh
yeah,
1.1 million.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the cap.
That's the cap on my niche. Yeah.
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 Yeah. And they're like, anyway,
Anyway,
float away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go merge with everybody now.
You were getting scared of computers. Tell me about that.
I was getting scared of computers. There's this Rick and Morty episode.
Mm-hmm.
This is how my brain works. I'm not a mechanically intelligent. I'm not mechanically unintelligent. I'm not like mathematically intelligent at all.
Yeah.
And I very much struggle to understand like abstract concepts, and I very much struggle to understand like systems.
Mm-hmm.
I could like take an engine apart, quite, but like as far as things that are like not tactile, I very much struggle to understand these things, and I always have. And I know it's like whatever that says about me, I don't care. I'm fucking retarded.
Mm-hmm.
There's this Rick and Morty episode where there's like this version of Rick that lives inside Jerry's head to make Jerry think that he has fond memories of Rick.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to escape Jerry's head. And he's trying to escape Jerry's head by like building this machine that would like bring him out of Jerry's mind. So he keeps like trying to harvest materials out of Jerry's memories. So Jerry will be like in a room, and then like he'll be like on a computer and leave, and then the Rick will come and like rip the computer out to try to get components out of the computer. And when he rips the computer apart, gears and springs pop out of the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, oh yeah, Jerry thinks everything just has gears and springs inside of it. And then he goes up like everything that Jerry touches, like it's like he drives his car, and then the Rick goes to like take the engine out to get materials, and he opens the trunk and just gears and springs pop out.
Yeah.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
That's me.
With technology.
That's me with technology, yeah. It's just gears and springs.
Right, everything's just gears and springs.
Everything's just gears and springs. And I was like looking at my computer and thinking about like, man, my computer's talking to all the other computers.
Right.
And it's full of it's full of things I don't understand.
Yeah.
And there's also a sentient thing inside of it now.
Mm.
And that really spooked me. I was scared of computers for a bit.
Yeah, well, and you were also saying it was maybe just like your subconscious trying to get you to use the computer less.
I fucking hate computers, and I always have.
Yeah.
I don't like computers.
Yeah.
I'm sick of them. I'm so sick of computers. I don't like computers. I think they're I just don't like computers.
Yeah, I could stand to use about 75% less computer.
Yeah, they're not. I don't really have fun on them.
Mm-hmm.
I think like my friend makes a video, watch my video on the computer. That's nice.
Yeah.
I talk to people on the computer, send an email. That's nice.
Yeah. You were pulling up a Sam Bankman-Fried video, and I was like, I got to start looking like Sam Bankman-Fried because I kind of look like Sam Bankman-Fried. And you were like, yeah, you notice these like tech guys, they always look like disheveled and like I was like, that's because it takes from you. The computer takes from you.
The computer does take from you.
It steals your role.
I know, dude. You know what? This didn't help my psychosis at all. When I was like doing research into the effect of altruists, and I'd pull up like a picture of like the Oxford think tank where they all came up with effective altruism.
Yeah.
And you look at these fucking men in this fucking think tank, and they're just disgusting.
Yeah.
Like they're like skinnier than me, but they somehow have tits. Like just totally just a broken endocrine system.
Hey, a man of the mind.
Their shoulders are more narrow than their girlfriends,
Yeah.
Just like awful.
Yeah.
Go look at like Sam Bankman-Fried
quite
right before he
dysgenic.
went to jail. And he has like how do you have breasts? And I don't just mean like he has the fold, you know? Like
Yeah.
I'm 200 pounds. I'm 6 feet tall, 200. I'm like, you know, I'm a bigger dude. I'm not like obese, but I'm big.
Yeah.
I don't have boobs at all.
Yeah.
Like I have like no fucking breast tissue. I'm big all over.
Yeah.
And then you see these men, I'm like, you have no muscle mass and you have like actual like B cup tits.
Yeah, but this is good. Like, I want them to be a sort of eunuch, sexless class. Like, I want them to be like dysgenic and ugly. It makes me mad that they're gonna trick us now. They're gonna like learn how to trick us by like, you know, peptiding and themselves into being 9 out of 10s.
I don't want the eunuch sexless class running reality. I think craving pussy should be is a good qualifier for leading men.
I mean, Sam Bankman-Fried had a polycule.
Did he have a polycule or was he one-way monogamous with like 8 girls?
There was he was probably banging at least 2 3s.
Yeah, the main girl.
Yeah. 2.5.
Yeah, rough man.
She's a rough looking woman.
I know, dude. Sam Altman doesn't like pussy. Dario Amodi, the fucking leader of Anthropic, 43, childless, spouseless, unmarried, boobs. It's so frustrating. Elon Musk has tits.
Yeah.
He doesn't even like having sex. He does in vitro fucking injections of his semen into hot girls.
He just mails his sperm.
God damn it, man. Can I just have one dude? I would love it. I would love it if I found out, like, oh, you know, fucking head of whatever AI company found at, like, strip club on cocaine. I'd be like, yes, that's the guy I want.
Yes, well, you're getting at something important here, I think, which is that the people who are in charge of these narratives about AI, they are kind of dysgenic, asocial weirdos. Like all of them are, and all of them got bullied in school, and it's like they're people who are autistic, and like because they're autistic, they view the world as just sort of if then statements.
Yeah.
And there's no room for the human. And it's like, imagine these people were like, you know, surrounded by friends and had a very warm energy. It's like, would they come up with these same conclusions about tech? Would they be saying that it's an inevitability that we all get merged into like humanity gets crushed away into a singularity? I don't think so. And this is why someone like Mark Fisher, his thoughts are kind of important to contrast with Nick Land's, which is that he also believed in hyperstition, and he believed that, you know, these narratives that tech guys are pushing, people like Nick Land, who have this idea of this singularity emerging and, you know, consuming everything and destroying all that's human. It's like, okay, that's a story. We're telling ourselves a story here. If we all believe that story, maybe that will happen.
Yeah.
And so why don't we tell better stories with human agency in them, human flourishing? Why don't we tell stories where we figure out how to make the machines work for us in a real way and, you know, further improve our quality of life?
I'm down, man. I'm down. This is why I'm decentering AI from my life. I'm not making any more AI videos because I have nothing to say that's positive.
Yeah.
I have nothing to say that's positive. I'd rather go back to what I used to do and say things that are positive.
Yeah,
and,
you need a break.
And do, like, you know, maybe bleak assessments of the way things are, then offer paths out.
Yeah.
Because I think that was, you know, the reason why people liked my content in the fucking first place.
Yeah, I like how you end all of your videos with, and remember, never kill yourself. But it's like, as you go, it's harder and harder for you to figure out how to get to that conclusion of like why you shouldn't kill yourself.
Yeah. Then I've gotten to the point where I'm like, or don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You tweeted if anyone was as afraid of AI as me, they would kill themselves right now.
Yeah.
And that's really funny coming from the don't kill yourself guy. But it's also like, you know, Nick, net loss. He has this little joke. He has every sentence Nick says is a bit of an inside joke with himself. But one of the things he says constantly is, Stem Chud says, always kill yourself. Yeah. And you literally became Stem Chud for a while there.
I did become Stem Chud for a while.
Like, evil Brogan is Stem Chud, and he's like talking and thinking about tech. And he comes to the conclusion that you should kill yourself.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's horrible. I'm done with it, man. I'm done with it. I'm done with it all.
Yeah,
I'm done with these narratives. I think humanity's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think we all have it within ourselves to be happy and live beautiful lives.
Yeah.
And to love each other.
Yeah. I was talking to JJ last night a little bit about it, and he said he told you to like learn about things that you knew nothing about, like get immersed into something else. And like that's what he does in order to like sort of get himself out of a loop, basically. Because when you like, you know, you maybe like you're too proficient in this one field of politics and you need to like I need to like learn about sports or something. Just like get into another thing where you're like fish out of water again.
Yeah. Getting back into Buddhism,
Yeah.
and that's been really nice.
Yeah, meditating. You're having a lot of thoughts about meditation.
Yeah, meditation's very beautiful. I feel like that was such a big part of my life for so long, and then I let it go.
Hubris, you said.
Hubris, it was hubris. I felt like I had, because basically, the reason it's called a meditation practice is because when you're meditating, you're not meditating. You're practicing touching this state of being that is like free from noise. And you're practicing doing it over and over again. And when if anyone's taken a meditation class or a guided meditation at all, what they say, like, if you have a thought, recognize the thought and let the thought pass and go back to your breath. And another thought comes up and you recognize the thought and you don't judge the thought. You don't feel bad that you're having thoughts. It comes up, you notice it as a pattern of energy. You let the thought pass, you go back to your breath. That's why they call it practicing meditation, because you're practicing doing that process. You're practicing recognizing patterns of energy and letting them go and centering back on your breath. And when you practice it enough and you go about your life, in any situation you can do that. You have the ability to, when you're getting angry or when you're getting sad or when you're, craving alcohol or when you're, any pathology you have, you gain the ability, because you have practiced, to recognize the thoughts before you act on them.
Yeah.
And there is a hesitation before you just fall to impulse.
Right.
That's why it's called practicing. And I think I reached a point in my life with meditation where I was doing it so much that I kind of felt myself, I've figured this out. That I can act, I've done this so much that I can start to continually access this state over and over again. I don't need a dedicated practice of like setting aside time for silent meditation like I did. And I totally stopped meditating. And I have sort of like, my life has gone back to bug mode a little bit. And I do think I've realized that, but I don't know. Everyone should meditate. I think it's the most important thing anybody can do. And moral, because it makes you a better person to the people you love.
Yeah.
It gives you distance to emotion. It makes you somebody that people can rely on. It makes you like a light in people's lives. It gives you humor. I think, if you love yourself and if you love your friends and family, you would pick up a meditation practice.
Yeah. Yeah. I took you to where I go to meditate, and it seemed like it was good.
I showed you that, then I stopped going.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a loop, because you showed me originally, and then I brought you back.
Yeah, Shambhala.
Yeah, we shouldn't say that, but yeah, Shambhala, Tibetan Buddhism.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful kind of Buddhism. I'd be interested in how many people know about Shambhala. It used to be a little bit more culty. Now it's a lot more secular.
Yeah,
the guy who started it was a bit of a mad lad.
Yes, Trumpa. Bit of a sex pest.
Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche was sort of which is interesting because he came basically Rinpoche, Trungpa Rinpoche, Chogyam Trungpa was a Tibetan monk in the Shambhala tradition of meditation, and Shambhala is this mythical utopia that exists where everyone lives in harmony. And they live in harmony because they have access to the inherent good of life.
Yeah.
And so how they explain what the inherent good of life is, the inherent good of existence is that I want you to internalize this, when you go home after a long day and like you sit down on your bed or you sit down on your couch or you greet your spouse or you greet your children or you go home to your dog or you go home alone, right? It doesn't matter what it is. And you rest. And that restfulness is good, right?
Yeah.
When your mind goes silent and you have a second to yourself, that's a good feeling.
Yeah.
And then Shambhala sort of posits that goodness is actually inherent to existence.
Right.
It's not in dichotomy with good and bad. Like that good is as fundamental to existence as like elements or sunshine or water, right? Water's not a dichotomy. Oxygen's not a dichotomy. It's not a construct. It's inherent to reality. Well, oxygen's, I guess, it's a bit of a construct, but the actual atoms that make up like an oxygen atom, the actual pieces of it aren't. Anyway, so Shambhala is this utopia this mythical utopia where everyone has learned how to access this inherent goodness over and over and over again to the point where they become an enlightened society. And through the practice of everybody doing it, they all bring each other up at the same time. They all become beacons of light for each other, beacons of goodness.
Balls of light?
Beacons of, light in the metaphorical sense of, very, very enlightened people. And they've created a perfect society where everything lives in harmony.
Mm-hmm.
So Trungpa comes over as a monk from Tibet to the West to teach this meditation practice, to teach about Shambhala. And he realizes that people in the West don't take him seriously because he's like a literal, they see him as like a religious monk. They don't see him as like someone in a sect, because the thing with Shambhala is like you could be the most devout Muslim on the planet and still do Shambhala meditation.
It's compatible.
It's compatible. It's totally it's not secular, but it's like compatible with every religion, every way of life, every belief.
Yeah.
And he realized that people were judging him because he was like a literal, they were seeing him as like a religious monk.
Yeah.
And he was sort of proselytizing. So he dropped his monastic status. He stopped being a monk and embraced a Western lifestyle. And he embraced the Western lifestyle in order to teach Shambhala to people, and so they'd be more susceptible to it. They believe it more.
Right, and then he just started getting hammered all the time.
And then just through this, started getting hammered all the time and fucking like crazy.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles in the 60s.
Yeah.
So, interesting guy.
Constantly drunk, constantly fucking.
Constantly drunk. Hey, so is Alan Watts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about being constantly drunk.
Yeah, I know you have.
I've been teetering on if I should start like being 2 beer deep 24/7.
Yeah. Okay. Probably you shouldn't do that, but
I want to try it out.
yeah, you're like okay. All right.
I want to try it out. I want to try being two beer deep all the time.
I think you should maybe give your mind a little break before you get into it. Like go a month of sanity before you start trying to be perpetually alcoholic.
It's not alcoholism.
Oh.
It's not alcoholism.
Oh,
It's
yeah. You
it's-
really go back and forth
It's
on
being
whether
it's
or
being
not you're
2
alcoholic.
Guinnesses deep all the time.
Yeah, it's just constantly being buzzed.
After 5 p.m.
Okay, after 5 p.m.
When the scary thoughts begin.
When the scary thoughts begin.
When the sun goes down and the scary thoughts start.
Yeah, have you been like were you like trying to get rid of the scary thoughts with alcohol?
No, I just like drinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I see I've seen you suffer over this last week in a way I've never seen you suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looked like kind of like a scared wet dog.
Yeah, you described me as a wet dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like a real fear in your eyes. It's not there anymore. I feel like you're probably over it now.
I feel good, yeah.
If it ever got worse, I thought I was going to have to fast you.
Yeah, you
like
were
like one of my schizophrenics.
you were saying I was approaching something.
Well, it's just it could I could see it becoming worse if it could, like I could see how it would get worse, although I wasn't that concerned.
I could see how it could get worse. I was asking a lot of people what they thought about my delusions, and then I was almost at the point where I was going to start talking to like strangers about it.
Right, yeah.
And then I was like, that's when I realized I was like, oh, this could get worse.
Yeah.
Is when I started asking the cashier about what they think about the AI apocalypse.
Yeah. I feel like a sign of it getting worse is the psychosis spreading into more and more things triggering you. Like you were like saying how the EVs sound like this demonic hum.
I've always thought that.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't triggering.
But it was
me.
just like I think something about the acute salience of the situation, perhaps, just like the touching the computer. You know, you're editing your video, and I think Sam dropped like a cup of water or something, and he was like, "You should just spill that on my computer," so it like dies. And you were like saying like if I don't know if there was like a solar flare or something that happened where you couldn't use your computer for 2 weeks, you'd be like, "Thank you guys, thank you so much." It's such a relief. I feel that way all the time.
Yeah.
I don't like the computer either, you know. You think I'm enjoying the computer?
No. Hey, I was saying this to you, and I'm totally honest when I say this. I could see myself like quitting YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I'm unhappy right now. Like I'm making good money, and I like the world that's built me. I really do hate the process of it. I actually don't find any use in it at all. Mm-hmm. I think it's just noise.
Yeah.
I think I'm like making money off of making noise.
Hey, join the fucking club, brother. What do you think my entire hang up about this job is? It's just like I'm producing crack, and I'm not happy with anything I see on the screen, and everything I have to make has to be through the medium of the screen.
Yeah.
That's why I put such an emphasis on real world connections and helping people in my real world.
Here's for the audience, which I think is a thing that people don't really think about a lot with content creators. is that most of them are very like pragmatic business people.
Yeah.
And like I'm not going to name names, but I've talked to quite a few content creators who talk about what they do as if it was literally any other job.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with like the creativity or like the
80% of them probably think like that.
Yeah, I would say 80% of content creators are just like, oh yeah, like everything's just optimization.
Yeah, they're
and
not
growth- and
they're
growth
not
targets.
artists. They're not artists. No.
Which
They
is
don't-
fine. You don't have to be an artist, but I think it's like, I think it's interesting how like contrasting that where like I do truly hate YouTube sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and then I talk to other YouTubers and they're like, what do you mean? It's just like it's a thing to make money,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
yeah.
okay, we see it, you know.
Well, I mean, you've also been watching a lot of Scuff Realtor. It's kind of giving you the desire to like sell cars
I could
or
100%
become a real estate agent.
see myself quitting and becoming a real estate agent.
Hey, this is okay. Here's a list of things that you've said you wanted to be. You were like, I want to be a real estate agent. I want to sell cars. I want to be a firefighter, and I want to be a hobo. We were walking, and you saw a hobo, and you're like, it'd be nice to be a hobo.
It'd be so nice to be a hobo. Hobo, no computer, sunshine,
Yeah,
to be drunk all day.
sure.
And you know how easy we do like to mog other hobos?
Yeah,
Imagine you're a hobo. Imagine any of us are hobos, okay?
Yeah.
Imagine any of us are hobos. All you have to do is not be fat and not get addicted to hard drugs.
yeah.
And you could just like literally, you could lead them. Like they would look at you like a messiah. Like you could lead the lesser hobos.
I do wonder how the hobo community would be changed if like all Fent just went away.
I do too. I don't know. There's a bunch of noises outside. I think it'd be great, man. I'd love to be a hobo. I'd love to be a hobo in like Mexico City and just yeah.
Yeah, you were saying L.A. somewhere warm and nice.
Vitamin D, 2 Modelo's, no computer, walking around all day, 30,000 steps a day. You know, fuck some fresh hobo pussy. Sleep in the street, sleep under the stars, oxygen, no stagnant air.
You ever see a hot hobo woman?
Yeah. I've seen a hot hobo woman.
Yeah, me too. Me
Yeah.
too, man.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun.
Be rancid and wretched.
God, man.
Imagine how many STDs you would get.
Look, I don't know. I wonder where. I've been wondering where my life will bring me recently, and I could see myself making my bag, getting a lot in savings, and quitting.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that too. Well, this is why, like, when you were having this sort of like this crisis felt so immediate, and like I have to immediately quit everything, and I'm just like, well, the illogicality of it was just like all you have to do is hold the line and do what you've been doing for 6 months, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
You know, then you'll have more money than you already have more money than you ever had, but you'll have so much money you'll be able to like.
Yeah. If the next 6 months go well, I could feasibly not work for like a year and a half.
Yeah, and then you could, you know, maybe it's time. You know, I'm supportive of you trying stuff if you're not satisfied with this position.
I just think it's a bad job sometimes, man. I think it's
It's a job for insane people to go insane, and you see
it is a job for insane people to go insane.
You
And
see the horror.
I hate fucking saying that because it's like the instantiation of this narrative of like, oh, you're a fucking content creator, you're an influencer. It's like, yeah, you know, I'm not like we're not in a hype house doing dances on TikTok. We're like we work really hard.
Yeah.
We work really fucking hard. Like everyone in the studio puts 60, 70, 80, 90 hour weeks in.
Yeah.
Some of us put 120 hour weeks in. I
Yeah.
watch my friends fucking like I watch my friends walk in a room with like increasingly bigger black bags under their eyes every day.
You're just talking about Nick.
A few people. And yeah, it's like, I don't know, man. It's just, it's weird. It's weird.
I saw Harper. He posted like an 8 out of 10 video, and I saw him go, ugh. And I was like, oh, right. Yeah, we're torturing ourselves constantly.
Do you think I'd be happier?
He was like, oh, and he put his head in his hands. He was like, fuck. And I got it. I mean, I understand so viscerally that horror. And that is the horror I'm preoccupied with, and I'm always preoccupied with, just the mundane horror of existence. And I wish I was a little jealous. I was a little jealous that you could get swept away with an abstract. And I'm just like, every day it's just like the horror of doing my tasks and sending emails and just being productive enough to survive. Ay.
I'm 33, Nova Scotia, real estate agent, helping people buy their homes. young couple, new baby on the way, wants to buy a house. They can't do it alone, and you use your knowledge to help them. You don't fuck them over. You don't rinse them. You are a necessary position in society. People need to buy homes. They don't know how to do it. You help them buy their house. You help people sell their homes, and you make a living off of it.
And
that's a fucking better life than
I came to this conclusion years ago, and that's why I did the community, so I could have people around me that I could like be useful to in a very real way. And that's why I do my calls where I like train people how to navigate this stuff. And that's why I feel like I'm useful where I am, where if, Harper like puts his head in his hands, I can be like, okay, look, here's this other YouTuber that had a slump lasted 6 months. They got out of it. There's like, this is just the ups and downs of the job. And I know it makes you go insane. I think 2026 is the year everyone becomes schizophrenic. I'm putting that out into the world.
Yeah.
Everyone's becoming schizophrenic this year.
Yeah, maybe.
People ask me what's the next big political, movement? What's the next political tribe that's going to emerge? It's going to be MAGA communism, anarcho-primitivism.
It's like just schizophrenia.
I think we're all going to taste psychosis this year.
Yeah. Well, fuck the computer. Fuck tech. I don't give a fuck. We're going to go to the gym. I'm going to go crack a few Guinnesses. And it's going to be a good night. And I don't give a fuck. Love to go to parties, love my friends.
Yeah. And there's no horseshoe theory there.
There's no horseshoe theory.
That's just it's like this is a monism episode where it's just one thing, which is who cares? Fuck it. We're tech bad and we're going to party.
I enjoy the podcast more than my own personal channel.
Interesting.
Because I think it's funny.
It's funny?
I like doing the podcast. I think it's funny. I think it's fun. I get like actually a lot of joy out of doing this. I don't feel I feel like actually this is more of a service to the reality than making videos. This is funny.
Well, that's just because you hated your last video.
I fucking hate the internet. Fuck it. I wish we had like a public access cable show.
Well, also you don't have to touch the computer. Our boy Xavier over here touches the computer for us and we pay him money.
I'm not touching the computer for 3 days.
That's probably a good plan.
There's no horseshoe theory.
There's no horseshoe theory.